Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and the question of the day: which of the following will always lead to reduction in the size of the gene pool? And here is the 5 answers to choose from. Answer A, evolution. I like definition, genetic definition of evolution. This is change in allelic frequencies. If we don't have a change in allelic frequencies, we don't have evolution. For example, compare this formula. So F, which stands for the frequency of the genotypes that can be made by two alleles in the gene pool, would equal to P squared plus 2PQ plus Q squared, and all this equals to 1. If one generation would have certain frequencies, for example 0.3 and 0.5 and 0.2, and in the following generation we would have the same frequencies, and in the next generation we would have the same frequencies, we would say that this population in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, meaning no changes in allelic frequencies generation after generation, and that means that we don't have here no mutations, we don't have here no assortative mating, we don't have here migrations that can change allelic frequencies, and we don't have here any different fitness of different genotypes. We also can say that evolution is speciation when we have one species that would then make two species, and those would make even more species. So usually we represent evolution as a branched tree. And next answer, answer B, global warming. Can global warming also influence gene pool? To a certain extent, yes, but global warming normally happens over a long period of time, so animals can migrate during that period, and even plants can move from south to north or from north to south with a speed of few miles a year. So if global warming is a slow process, then it wouldn't affect allelic frequencies and wouldn't affect a gene pool. Answer C, ionizing radiation. And actually ionizing radiation would create new mutations, and mutations means new allelic forms. So ionizing radiation would increase size of the gene pool. So this is certainly not our answer, so we have left with two answers: answer D, selective breeding, and answer E, acid rain. And both of these answers are good candidates to be chosen as a correct answer. For example, acid rain can kill many plants in a short period of time, and plants wouldn't be able to adapt, or only few would adapt, and that means bottleneck for evolution. So, for example, we had many plants of the same species, all of them were slightly different, and then acid rain would kill most of the plants. Only two would survive and would give rise to a new generation that would be better adapted for acid rains, but diversity would be lower than initial population. Acid rains can affect not only terrestrial plants, but also can affect even marine life, can lead to bleach of coral reefs. So this is going to be a good candidate, but answer D, selective breeding, would be even stronger answer than answer E, because in selective breeding we're doing exactly what we see here on this picture, but we are doing this artificially. For example, now imagine that this is apple trees, and you are plant breeder, or we even can include all our ancestors who did it uncautiously, what they did, they took apples from those trees that would produce biggest fruits and sweetest fruits, and would start a new garden. And of course, by such selective breeding, gene pool also would be reduced, so we would see a bottleneck. In other words, we can say that selective breeding is a type of inbreeding. Usually, a result of selective breeding would be inbreeding, reduction in the alleles in the gene pool. But sometimes, of course, we use outbreeding or hybridization of the inbreed plants, and this is what we can get, like what you see on this picture. Two inbred parents, when we cross them together, and we are going to get hybrid. And what we see on this picture is called hybrid vigor, because these inbred parents would experience what we call gene depression. So as you see, plant breeders would use many different techniques, sometimes even increasing heterozygosity, like in this example. But of course, in most of the cases, selective breeding leads to the inbreeding and reduction of the gene pool. So my choice would be answer D. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any. Share this video with your classmates, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.